You know, when I first started working at Walmart back in 2014, it only took me a couple of months before I did my first work rant. And I feel that tradition is going to be continuing now here because of the fact that this is the first work rant I've had since I've started at my new job at Target. And I know I'm not the only one that's worked at Target or Walmart or anybody or anywhere else, major retail wise, that basically in the first couple of months will rant sometimes about what's going on. Now, don't get me wrong, I love working at Target. It's a great place to work at now. The staff's friendly and everything. The managers are understanding of your scheduling and stuff, and how you need to catch a buzz because of where you live and things. So I appreciate all that. Heck, be honest with you, I think there's some. I'm not going to say anything really, but I think there are some you know female associates that like me probably more so than just as a comrade, as a fellow comrade. I wouldn't say comrade, but fellow you know, associate or potential friend. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. But getting to the point here, when I worked at Walmart, I know that from experience being there that it would get busy. St. Patrick's Day would be busy. Building up to it would be busy. The spring building to spring, the weekend before spring break and spring break itself would be busy. Getting going into Easter would be busy. Summer, you name it. I know that. And I know that one of the results of being very busy is a shortage of carts. And I know from experience that when nobody shows up, I get called upon to do it. And I don't have a problem doing it. Because if there's one advantage I will say about doing carts is you don't have a clock right in front of you showing you the time and how much longer you got to go to either your first break, your lunch, your last break, or when you go home. So when I was told today that I was going to do some cards instead of cashier, which I began cashiering, I had like two customers down before I was told to go out and do the cards. I didn't have a problem. I was like, okay, cool, no problem, whatever you need. I'll tell you this, I have never, in long, long ass time, ever felt so exasperated as one customer commented to me during the day than I was after I did those carts for 2 hours. Because I did it for about 2 hours and it just wore me out. And usually when I do carts for the first 2 hours of my shift, if I'm assigned to do them or I'm asked to do them because somebody calls in, I'm not that out of breath. You know, I'm not that out of breath whatsoever. I go take my break, I come back, get the remote, get the keys, you know, go and get the cart manager, turn it on, go get the carts, or if we're up to date and everything, go and check, do a bathroom check and everything, or go check the spill stations, make sure everything's intact there. Look at the garbage, bring that in, clean, bring basically take the garbage out, clean out the garbage bins and all that, take the garbage that's in those bins to the back, so on and so forth. I do what basically a front of the store attendant is supposed to do. Usually when I come back from break, because I'm not that exasperated. I'm not out of it. But here, I was. And I'll tell you, I've never felt that way in a long, long time. Never. I mean, there's possibly many times that I can recall when I would do carts and even working inside that I would get that feeling. But, that'd be like towards the end of the day or towards the end of my shift, not within the first 2 hours. And the reason it felt like that here is because when I was outside, and I've had this happen to me at Walmart, I've had this happen to me and of course here at Target, customers will not let you stop to gather carts from a corral or loose cart stranglers, as I was once told they were called when I worked at Walmart, to attach to the other carts that you have to take to the cart garage or the cart garages or the cart area for people to when they come into the store to get and shop with. You know, people in the cars would always push you. Now, normally, since I've been doing carts at Target and even at times at Walmart, I've never had people be so pushy as of what I felt like yesterday. Because that's what it felt like. People were pushing me. They were pushing me and pushing me. It felt like that. And it wasn't just me either. It was obviously the guys that they had out there before and the guys they put out there afterwards. It felt like they were pushing us. And why? Because obviously they were impatient. One car I got, believe it or not, one car I got was like one of those trucks that designs themselves after a monster truck. You know, they're not a monster truck, but they get the big ass wheels, tires, if you will, to put on the truck, right? Or on the car, whatever the case is. And it felt like this guy was pushing me and pushing me. Like I couldn't even stop at one corral or one area to get carts. It felt like he was pushing me and pushing me and pushing me to keep going. Now, I've done that before where I feel like a car is pushing me and I'll just keep going and be like, okay, I'm just going to bring this row, even if it's small, and then go back in what I had to leave behind because the cars are not being patient. People behind the cars are not being patient. This guy felt like he was more than beyond being impatient. And all because of the fact that this is what he wanted to do. He was pushing me all because he wanted to get to the front of the store, right? He just wanted to get to the front of the store to turn to the right and exit. When he had plenty of space, there were openings in that parking lot where he could have drove his truck carefully through and then, you know, like to the left and go straight down on the other end, on the other side of the parking lot, opposite of where I was, and then turn to the right. But he didn't do that. Or he could have found another way out, but he didn't do that. He decided to push me. And like I said, I'm sure I'm not the only one that dealt with this. And it's because of stuff like that that I felt so exasperated, exhausted, that even when I came back from break, and the guy that was doing carts before I was there went back to doing them, and he was switching out with another guy that does carts, you know, on occasions when he's assigned. You know, and I was given a chance to go back to cashiering. One of the first customers I got, not only did she give me my first compliment, because when a customer feels you've done a great job for them, helped them out, been helpful, they will ask for your name and they will go tell the people in charge, hey, this guy helped me out, he's a great worker, you got somebody good on your hands, or she, or whatever. And that's what she wanted, and that's what she did. She went to get services, complimented me, obviously, got word to the managers, my friend and manager, that is, end of story. Well, here's the thing, though. This customer saw me, and I was out of breath. I was still like breathing. Even though I just got back for break, I had drank an A&W cream soda and had one of those little cups of Cheez-Its to snack on. I was still out of breath. And she was like, you look exasperated. And I basically didn't, and I didn't lie to her. I said, yes, I am. I was out there earlier. And here's the thing. I've never been exasperated doing carts. I've never been that exasperated. Because usually when I do carts and everything as a front-end associate, a front of the store attendant, one of my assignments when we get that job for the day is check the bathrooms, both men and women, you know, take out the garbage in the front, you know, as well as in the break room, check the spill stations, make sure and make sure, and basically check the spill stations, what I'm trying to say, and make sure everything is there and intact. As well as also take any of the damaged items that gets returned, if you will, to the back to be sorted out. So those are everything that's assigned to the front of the store attendant. Anyway, you know, when I get back, when I'm usually given this assignment, and I get back from our break, I go right back to doing the cards. Or if we're up to date, if we're okay for a bit, I go and check the spill station. So I go and check the bathrooms. Or I go and check if there's any damaged items that need to be taken to the back to be sorted out. I do all that. Or I check the garbage. I do all that. Here, it's the first time in a while I've ever felt like I couldn't do any more than what I was doing. And I was thankful to be put back on cashiering. Because I think even my job saw the fact that, oh my God, this guy looks like he's done. He's toast. And I was. But you know what? It wasn't just me. It was, like I said, it was the guys that they had out there before me and after that felt the same pressure, obviously. They felt the same pressure. And it wasn't just out there, it was in the store. Because there were some customers that, for some odd reason, were just rude. And I understand you're going to get rude customers here and there, but they just felt like they were impatient, they were rude, they didn't want to wait for someone to open up a lane. It was just bonkers, crazy, muy loco, out of their mind situation. And it felt like it was carrying over from Friday. It felt like it was carrying over from Friday because we had one customer go to a fellow associate, a fellow attendant's lane. And when he gave her total, and he gave her change, one way or another, something happened. Long story short, the lady felt like she was either getting charged too much or she had been shortchanged. And the guy had to try to explain to her that this was because of the sales tax, the state sales tax of California. And she didn't want to understand that. She didn't want to accept that. She felt like she had been shortchanged or she was overcharged. And he had to call one of the managers and AP over to help explain it. Help explain the fact that this here, if I can find it here without showing you anything. Where is it? Well, I guess my debit card takes off the tax or something like that. Yeah, I think it does. My debit, my percentage. But basically, when you look at a receipt, it shows you the sales tax, right? Anyway, she was upset at the fact that, she thought she was overcharged or shortchanged. All because she didn't understand or want to accept that it's the sales tax, it's the law of California that made that happen. And when I told my mom, she was like, where did this lady come from? Like, not to understand that, states do that. Well, most states do that. I don't know. She could be from out of country too. Because there's a lot of customers we get that you could tell are out of country. Just for the fact that when they look at the card reader, they don't understand. Like, they want to pay cash, but you got to tell them, oh, you got to press the skip, or at least press that button right there. They'll be okay. It's just, I understand Friday we had a full moon. I understand the full moon carried over into yesterday, even though it rained and you can barely see it. But this was just one of those situations, ladies and gentlemen, that honestly, people need to be more respectful. They need to be more respectful to the people that bring in the carts, especially on the weekends, because we know we're going to be low. And they need to be respectful to the people that cashier and help them out in the store. And if they don't understand how certain things work when they purchase stuff, maybe those people, and I say it with all due respect, no offense, but maybe those people need to read up on how things work from a payment standpoint and a purchase standpoint when you visit other states or visit other countries. Because if not, then why are you even buying stuff here if you don't get it? I mean, look, I can understand maybe from a religious standpoint or whatever the case may be, that it might be something that you're against and you don't like. And maybe you're going to argue about it. That's understandable. But even through arguing, you're willing to accept, you know what, I don't like it, I don't believe it, it's against my moral code, but I'll do it. I'll do it. Or I'll put this away so I can, make the amount less. It's just crazy, is what it is. It's just nuts. And it's not just where I work either. It's where I used to work, Walmart. It's where my sister works, or at least the stores, that her warehouse where she works is connected to, Kohl's. It's where I used to work a long time ago, Home Depot, Macy's, JCPenney. Where I used to work many years ago, over almost 20 years ago, Food for Less. When my mom used to work, Lucky's, Safeway, Dillon's. Every retail store, supermarket store, multimedia store, multi-purpose store, you know, people need to understand that we are doing our best to help them. They need to understand that. Okay? And it doesn't, and again, if you don't grasp the concept that when you purchase something, there's going to be sales tax that's going to basically make the amount bigger, then again, either you need to start researching on it before you come visit the state or the country, or maybe you shouldn't shop at all and you leave it to the family that you're related to by blood that lives in that state or lives in that country to do the purchasing for you, because they have a better understanding. And as far as people like me going out and doing carts, and again, it doesn't matter what retail job or supermarket job or company you work for or store you work for that's having you do this, as a part of the job. Customers need to be respectful. They need to be respectful, all right? They need to basically, when they see somebody bringing in carts to a cart machine and they're stopping to pick up more carts, they need to be respectful. Instead of being pushy, they need to be like, oh, I'm just going to wait here. Oh, this guy or this gal, they're bringing in carts, so I'll be patient. I'll let them do their job. They don't need to be pushy. They don't. And again, I understand. We're coming close to spring break. Spring break's probably next week for a lot of the Turlock School District. That's fine. I get the fact that Easter's around the corner. People want to, want to build to that. They want to get ahead for that. Not a problem. I get this is happening or that is happening. I understand there's certain things going on. The weekend, it's a busy weekend. Birthdays, baby showers, and all that. I get it. Quinceañeras, I get it. Bar mitzvahs, I get it. But people, please, when it comes to us, employees, associates, attendants, whatever title we're given, no matter where we work, you need to give us respect. You need to treat us with respect. You need to not be so pushy. And if you don't understand the concept of how things work from a purchase standpoint, either you need to basically look it up if you're from out of country or out of state, or you need to let your family that lives in that country or live in that state do the purchasing for you. I just do not get why people have to be so pushy. I mean, you want to know how many, as we call it at Target, near misses that I've had where I could have been hit? Many. And I'm not the only one. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think some of the things that people have been buying are not as cheap as they are. Or not on clearance like they say they are. And they only want them for cheaper. But look, I understand that the customer is always right. And that's true. Whether any of us like to admit it, it is true. I mean, heck, you want the truth. A lot of us hate having to admit it, but it's part of the daily job, and it's been that way for years, if not decades. But again, I'm gonna let these people know right now. I want to let them know right now. And that's my dog. She's just waking up from a nap. She's got allergies. She's fine. But like I said, I want people to know right now that with any other job out there, you need to treat the people that work there with respect and appreciation for the fact that they wake up every morning and spend 6 to 8 hours pleasing you, helping you. So maybe what you need to do is give them a bit of respect in return. Give them a bit of patience in return for them doing their job. Because when you do, you will get a better experience than you can ever imagine. You'll get quicker service. You'll get a quicker, more better experience than you can ever think of. And all you need to do is come into that place with a mindset of, I'm going to give these people my respect and I'm going to be patient with them while they do things. And that's all we ever ask. That's all we ever ask for. But look, as far as my 60 days, my first 60 days there, besides what happened Saturday and continuing obviously on from Friday from an inside perspective, as well as some other occasions, I've had fun at Target. I have enjoyed working there. It is one of the best places, in obviously my first, couple of months working at any place that I've enjoyed working, because, as I said before, they don't push you to remain in one area. In one area, they let you do what you got to do. They let you turn off your light to go and put stuff away, or put things in what they would call the shop cart, or put hangers away in a hanger tote, to be picked up later. They allow you to do these things. They allow you to take the carrying carts, if you will, the little, shop carts, handle carts, if you will, back over to where they belong. And I appreciate that. I really do. Because not many companies do let you do that. I mean, my job at Walmart didn't really let you do that as much. I mean, they would if we were really, really, really slow. But most times that wasn't the case. But I'm appreciative of being here, and I thank the Lord above for making this happen. But in return, though, I and anybody else that works there, employees, managers, and again, it doesn't matter if it's my job currently or my former job or any other place, that's retail, retail related. These customers, no matter what, company or store they shop at, need to give the associates and employees and the managers, no matter what their job title is, cashiers, cart attendants, whatever, they need to give them respect. They need to give them respect and patience. Because if you give them respect and you give them your patience, you'll get a better and more fun experience than you've ever imagined. But that's all I'm going to say, guys. I just had to get that off my chest. Had to rant a little bit. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Let me know what your thoughts are in the live chat, where super chats and super stickers are open. It would be appreciated. Whatever you guys can do, $1 to $5, $10, whatever you guys can do would be greatly appreciated. But let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know in the live chat if you've ever had an experience like this at your job. Let me know in the live chat as well as in the comments below. Also, check me out at my Teespring store. Also, for merchandise you can get there. Also, check me out at BW Rose's Discussions, all your favorite audio podcast locations, except for Pandora. Also, check me out at VENMO at BW Rose's for content you can't get here on YouTube due to copyright reasons. Also, check me out at VENMO at Brian-Walmer-2 to help support me there financially, and at Cash App at BW Roses 98. Also, check me out at DeviantArt.com/BVW1979 and at Patreon.com/BW Roses. Support me with a $1 or $3 tier. But again, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments in the live chat during the premiere. If you've had experience with this in your job, of retail, wherever. And that's about it. And I'll talk to y'all later. Take care. God bless.